All right, so welcome again, and let's start the support call. Does anyone have anything you'd like to ask, share, or get assistance with, or suggest a group release about? Eric.
Yeah, hi Katja.
Hi.
I was just a thought about maybe a group release about the political situation these days, which
Mm,
certainly triggers me. It probably does other people as well, whether in the
mm,
same way or not, I don't know.
yeah, yes, definitely is. I think most of us are triggered by it somehow.
Sorry.
I think most of us are triggered by
Yeah,
that somehow, so
yeah.
it is a good topic. Okay, let's start with that. So, first of all, just let yourself be. And then let yourself think about the political events of lately. Either any certain incident or group of incidents or any that come into mind. And just notice how that makes you feel. And could you welcome all those feelings, all the thoughts, all the memories, all the expectations that might bring up, all the sense of doom or despair that might bring up. And could you just welcome and allow all of those? Just let them spin. Then notice all the wanting to do something about it, wanting to know what's going on, wanting to know how long it's going to continue, how it will be solved, what happens next. Is there something you could do? Is there something you needed to do right away? Or any wanting connected to these political events? Wanting to hide, wanting to read and see everything you can find out about them, wanting to debate, wanting to defend your point of view. Whatever is arising, just give it the space it needs. Just let it all be here. And then, would you welcome how personal all of that feels? How it feels this affects you, your life, your world. And just notice how meaningful it feels to you. And then would you notice all the space that is beyond this whole spin? All that which isn't in any way affected by any political event, any upheaval, any news, any headlines. And notice how much more there is of that space and peace as best you can. And allow yourself to focus a bit more on that peace. And then again, let yourself think about the political events. One or two or all of them that come into mind. And would you notice all the wanting to control what's happening? Wanting to figure out what is happening, how it's going to continue. Wanting to control how it affects you, the world, us all. And could you welcome the sense, if there is any, that you know how this should go, how things should be. And as best you can, could you let go of wanting to control the world? And would you let go? And when? And again, let yourself think about what's going on in the world. And notice all the wanting safety that brings up. Just notice if there are any fears, any doubts, any expectations for things to go wrong or worse or somehow in a way that you don't want it to go, want them to go. And just notice all of those expectations and thoughts that might be arising. And as best you can, could you let go of wanting safety? Would you let go of wanting safety? And could you let go of the belief that to be safe, the world should be in a certain way? That your safety is dependent on the world events. And if that brings up any resistance, any thoughts to the contrary, just notice them. And as best you can, could you let them go as well? And could you notice that inner safety that is here already, that is always present, that's not dependent on anything external? And would you open up to that inner safety And could you open up to it some more? And some more. And some more. And could you be open to being guided and supported so that whatever action might be needed, you'll know what to do, how, and when, if it's needed. And could you give yourself permission to be in this moment? Just notice how the fears and expectations are trying to leap ahead, and how they actually can't know the future. And if there are still any expectations or fears, could you let go of wanting to believe them as best you can? And could you be open to the possibility that even this will sort out? That even this, the world events, might work out much better than you might expect this moment. And again, think about the world events and notice if there's still any wanting to be safe, wanting to control, wanting to be separate from it all, or any other want. And could you allow those wants to dissolve into the peace and space that are here already, beyond and beneath all the wanting, beyond all the thoughts. And could you allow yourself to focus more on that peace and space than on the thoughts and beliefs? And could you open up to that peace and open up to it some more? And some more. And still a bit more. And allow yourself to remember you have that peace and safety already, always. And just let yourself be and be. Good.
Thank
So,
you, Katja. That was brilliant. That was really
oh,
helpful.
good, good. Thank you for asking. Okay. So, does anyone else have something you'd like to ask, share, or get assistance with, or suggest a group release? Evelyn.
Yeah, hi. Glad to be here with you.
Okay.
Thank you for the call.
You're
Uh,
welcome.
can you hear me? Yes?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, because I was just moving away from
Mm,
from the mic. I didn't realize it.
mm,
Um, I kind of I was in a support call yesterday with Owen and Paolo,
mm,
and I had this beautiful one-on-one, and I just kind of am dealing with, I don't know, holding on and letting go. Sort
mhm,
of this idea that life is about holding on and also about letting go,
mhm,
and to accept and find a balance for that. I also practice Qigong, and so there's a lot about,
mhm.
balance.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of working within me, or alive in
Mhm,
me, this question.
mhm. So, do you want to keep on exploring that, or?
Yes, yes.
Mhm. Okay. So, when you now think about holding on and letting go and the balance of them, what is rising up right now?
Mm. Well, there's a clutching part that comes up right now. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So, could you allow that clutching part?
Mm.
Yeah. And is there any sense that you need to hold on to something for things to work out or
Mm.
life to work out the way you want to?
There's a lot of fear there. There's a lot of
Mm,
fear there. Yes.
mhm. So, could you just notice and allow the fear?
Mm.
And then, could you welcome if there's any wanting to do anything about the fear?
Yes.
And then, can you check if that fear actually is even yours? What if it's just arising energy?
Mm. It's very interesting. Yeah. I,
Mm.
I've, yeah. Mm.
And especially in times like these, when there is a lot going on in the world, um, there is a lot of fears kind of like floating around. And as we are one on whether we kind of, how much we are aware of that, but we pick up each other's feelings quite easily. And then it also, depending on how much you follow the news, they are kind of designed to make you feel worried, so you will keep on reading or watching.
Mm.
So could you just notice that that fear might not be yours, and you might not actually have to do anything about it.
I have more a sense that this is a generational fear, and I'm not even. I mean, thank you for the political release before, but that's not.
Mm-hmm.
I would say not my main topic at
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
I see my father basically, who was uh, somebody who had a lot of fears, and I am
Mm,
a kind of person who picks up uh,
mm,
other people's emotions. I mean, I know when I speak to somebody who's very upset,
mm,
and sometimes the qigong helps me there because then I
mhm.
try to, try to move the energy away.
Yeah.
Uh, but I am prone to that, and it's kind of interesting that you helped me find this clutching, and when you said that maybe it's not mine, I
Mm,
immediately saw my father. Yeah,
yeah.
mm. Who's long dead, but my father.
Yeah, yeah, yes, but we there seems to be some sort of a, especially parents after they are gone, they aren't really gone
No.
often. So
Yes.
so could you just welcome that sense, that feeling that this fear is somehow something you in a way got from your father or learned from your father?
Mm, mm.
And is there any sense that you have to hold on to that fear because of your father?
Feeling something in my chest. I don't know. And it was very difficult to watch my father when he was very afraid. He got
Mm.
very often violent or verbally abusive.
Hmm. So, could you welcome the memories that are now rising up?
Mm,
And could you notice if there's still the sense that you have to hold on to those memories or keep away from them?
at the moment, it feels like I'm letting some of it just pass through.
Mhm. Good.
Uh, there's something, I don't know, in my chest, and I don't know if I don't understand the feeling. It's kind of weird.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah. So, could you allow the feeling to be weird?
mm,
What if that feeling is just energy arising?
mm. It's really weird because it's going like upwards towards my throat, and there's a slight like constriction on the right and left of the
Mhm.
throat.
So, could you give that sensation all the space it needs?
Mm,
And notice that it doesn't have to stay inside of your body.
mm, mm, mm. Feels like something's like moving and
Sorry, now I can't hear you properly.
I'm sorry. It
Mm.
feels like something is moving,
Mhm.
and it's kind of warm, but
Mhm.
so it's kind of and it's kind of funny because I had a little neck pain all day,
Mhm.
and that's kind of subsiding at the
Mm.
moment. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's really warm, and I'm going. Uh, I'm in the qigong system. I'm going backwards. It's this central these central channels, and I usually
Mhm.
go from the spine upwards down,
Mhm.
and this is going from the chest upwards and down the back, which is kind of unusual, but it's an
Mhm.
orbit, so
Mm.
uh but yeah. And you do in the advanced practice you go both ways. There's one the
Mhm.
normal way is front and up the back, but you also go backwards.
Mm.
So yeah.
So could you
Thank
allow
you.
this energy allow it to move the way that feels right for it to move?
Exactly, yeah. Yeah. I'd have to open my belt here. Uh, oh, thank you.
Mm.
Memory is coming back.
I'm sorry, what is coming back?
Lots of images and memories.
Mm.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
So could you give them the space they need?
Mm. I think I can work with that. Thank you. Thank you very much
Mm. Okay,
for
good.
staying with me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for coming and asking. All right, and Fabiano.
Hello, Katja.
Hello. Hello.
So, uh, let's say your choice. I would like to work with revisiting old wounds. Could be personal. I noticed that I have done this a little bit on the last week or
Mhm.
two. Or if you prefer, use the team for a group release, revisiting old wounds. So I think that. Because the situation, I think a lot of people are revisiting
Mm.
this this kind of thing.
So would you like to work one-on-one, or would you want a group release of the topic?
I think a group release, I think it would be more productive.
Mm.
Thank
About
you.
revisiting old wounds.
Yes.
Mm. Okay, good. Yes, it is a thing that we often tend to do. All right. So just let yourself stop or pause and be. And then let yourself think about something in the past, some old wound that you like to revisit. that seems to be still carrying some charge. And just notice whatever is coming up right now. And welcome all the memories, the feelings, the thoughts, sensations that might be coming up. Any stories you have been telling yourself or others about what happened, why it happened, or why something didn't happen. Any beliefs that you might have about what that means about you or other people or life. Just whatever is coming up, allow it all. Just notice there is enough space to hold all of them. And then could you welcome how personal that feels? How that story feels, it tells about you, your life. And welcome how meaningful it feels. Still. And then could you welcome if there are any memories of how you've tried to solve that thing, get over it. If there are any thoughts or memories of, I should have gone over this already. I shouldn't be going back to these memories anymore. I shouldn't be bothered anymore. Or I should have released this already. Or anything of the similar kind. And then, as best you can, and just for now, could you let go of the whole spin? Even a little bit is good. And then could you let go a little bit more? Even if it feels you can't or don't know how to. Would you let go anyway? Could you allow letting go happen? Or could you just notice letting go might be happening? And then again, let yourself think about that story you have told yourself. Either the same thing you thought about before or something else. Something that you keep coming back to. Something that didn't go the way you wanted. Something that keeps bothering you somehow. And just for now, could you grant yourself permission to be bothered by it, to want it to have gone differently? Allow yourself to want it to be solved and over and different. And then, as best you can, and just for now, could you let go of wanting it to have gone differently? Could you let go of wanting to change the past? As best you can. And could you let go of the belief, as much as there is of it, that you know how that thing should have gone? And if that brings up any resistance, just allow the resistance. And notice how it's just part of the same story. And could you allow the resistance to dissolve even a little bit? And then could you be open to the possibility that whatever happened wasn't meaningful, in the sense that it would tell anything specific or meaningful about you, that it would make you or life anyway bad, even though the mind might tell you otherwise? What if what happened was just what happened, apparently? A step on your path, a step that maybe didn't go the way or to the direction you would have wanted to, but a step that has taken you here, that has made you the person you are right now, and that was apparently needed on your way forward. And then if that brings up resistance, any thoughts that no, it wasn't right, what happened was just bad, it made my life bad, worse. Just notice those thoughts. And check, do those thoughts actually help you feel any better? Do they help you to change what happened? And if not, could you allow those thoughts to drift by, rise and fall as they do? And could you notice that space and peace where those thoughts arise in or on? And could you notice how that space and peace, how they aren't in any way affected by that old wound? And could you allow that space and peace to heal and take care of that old wound. And what if it wasn't even a wound? What if it was just apparent things happening? And what if it was just a step in the dance of your life? The step that was apparently good for the music at the time. And then let yourself think about that thing again. And could you give yourself some compassion for carrying that wound or its memory for so long? And could you thank yourself for having been so patient with it? And could you grant yourself permission to put down that memory? Allow it to stay in the past where it belongs. And could you open up to the peace and love and acceptance that are here already, beyond any stories or memories? The peace and love and acceptance that aren't dependent on anything external. And would you open up to that peace and love? And let them fill you up. And heal if there is anything that needs healing. And just let yourself be and be and be. Good.
That's wonderful. Thank you very much.
Good. Thank you. Thank you for asking. All right. And does anyone else have something you'd like to share or ask or suggest a group release about? Betty.
Hi, Katja. Thank you so much for your Zoom call.
Oh,
Really
you're
appreciate
welcome.
you. Thank you. I was wondering if you could help me or release a little bit more on my mother's doctor. He's really stressing me out. Always negative and brings us really down with his negativity.
Mm.
and just want, like, I just can't shake it off now. I don't even want to go to the appointments anymore. I just can't like let it go as easy.
Yes. Okay, so could you welcome the feelings that are probably coming up now when you think about him or her, him?
Yeah, him.
Mm.
Yeah, there's immediate resistance.
Yeah. And could you allow yourself to resist him as much as you do?
Yeah.
And when you're resisting him, does it make you feel more relaxed or more at peace?
No.
So, as best you can, could you let go of that resistance?
Yes.
And then could you notice the expectations you might have that he will continue being negative?
Yeah.
And could you welcome how they feel realistic?
Yes.
And as best you can, could you let go of believing those expectations?
Yeah.
And could you be open to the possibility that first he might behave differently?
Yes.
Good. And could you be open to the possibility that even if he doesn't behave differently, you might still be okay?
Yes.
And could you grant him the right to be as negative as he might be?
Yeah.
And could you grant yourself the right to kind of stay beyond that negativity? Stay in your own peace.
Yes.
And now when you think about meeting that doctor, how does it feel now?
It feels a little better.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome. Welcome. Thank you for coming and asking. Okay. And we still have time for something. Evelyn.
Yeah, just a suggestion, a group release on the subject of rejection.
Just rejection in general?
Yes.
Yeah. It's fine. Yeah, I'm just thinking if there's something specific. Yes, of course.
No, just general, yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So, just allow yourself to pause or stop and be. And let yourself think about some time or event or memory when you were rejected. And notice the memories that brings up. Notice the sensations that might bring up, the feelings, the thoughts. Notice all the conclusions you might have made, any stories you created about what that means about you, your skills, or you as a person. And just notice them all. Let them be here. And then, could you notice and welcome how personal that memory or that story feels? And as best you can, could you let go of wanting to take it personally? Wanting to make that story or memory yours? And could you allow yourself to see that story or memory as an ancient past, no matter when it happened? If it happened a second ago, it is ancient past, as it's not here now. And if that story or memory is of the ancient past, of someone you used to be a long time ago, would it have any meaning about you or in your life right now? And if it feels it does have a meaning, that it's meaningful, that it tells something about you or life, could you notice those feelings and thoughts? And could you let them go? Would you let them go? And when? And then let yourself see if there's something in the future, something where you are afraid of being rejected. And just notice what that thought or expectation brings up. It might be something that you have carried with you for a long time. It might be a story about how you always or you never. And could you just notice that story, that expectation? And as best you can, could you let go of wanting to take that expectation seriously? Could you let go of believing that expectation knows how the future will go? And even if something had happened every day of your life this far, it doesn't mean it will continue doing so. So could you be open to the possibility that fear or rejection is just that? It's fear. It's not a prophecy. It's not the truth. It's just fear, a feeling, something that's rising and falling. And could you allow that fear to melt, start melting, dissolving? Could you allow it to go? And would you allow it to go? And when? And one more time, think about that expectation of fear. What's left of it? And could you thank it for rising up as much as it did? So it's here to be released. And could you allow that fear and all the expectations it might have brought with it to dissolve and melt back to the peace, back to the love and acceptance that's beyond and beneath all the feelings, all the thoughts. And could you be open to a positive outcome, to a future which unfolds beautifully, effortlessly, maybe even miraculously, at least on and off? And could you be open to allowing yourself to thrive in your life, even if there are occasional apparent rejections? And be open to loving your life as it is. Good. Okay. I hope that was helpful. And
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you.
thank you. And I thank you for coming here, and it's been a pleasure again. And I'll put the recording up in YouTube if you want to review that. And next support call is 15th of April.
Okay.
So we'll see then.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
Katja.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.